Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm so happy to be here introducing the Radical Beauty series, a series that shares beauty routines, rituals, beliefs, approaches of writers, poets, artists, thinkers. It's a project I've been thinking about for a long time. I can't think of any better folks to comment on beauty than the people who write about it and paint about it for as long as you know, forever. So especially within the context of this horrific moment we're in, especially in the context of capitalism, beauty is everything from ancestral and empowering to commodified and alienating and complex and confusing. I've also just been really curious to see what, beauty products people are using. What are they doing to make themselves feel good? How are they feeling about those processes? So that's why I'm here. And then, what more fun can we have than doing it through a beauty tutorial? I'm such a fan of beauty tutorials. I scroll through so many and watch so many on a daily basis. And it's so great to see my favorite celebrities doing their thing, but also, my true favorite celebrities would be possibly even cooler. So here we are. So today I'm going to be doing a simple but elevated staying at home for New Year's evening look. To be honest, I'm much more of a skin girl. I'd rather go out with nothing and just fresh skin and glowy skin, but that is not always in the cards. That has been a lifelong journey. But the less is more approach is definitely something, I even write that way. I'm working on a manuscript right now that, utilizes silence and white space and economy of language and all of that to say what it needs to say. And I'm really interested in restraint and holding back and the elegance in that, and also the troubles in that. So yeah, I'm going to let's do it. I'm gonna start with concealer, which feels so awful to start with, but here we are. Concealing. I use Dermatology Luminous Eye Corrector SPF in tan. I like this one because it's also skincare. My skin has been prepped. I don't do Botox or fillers, but I do a ton of other wellness stuff. I'm just coming from a sauna blanket moment, a lot of red light therapy, and then a nanocurrent microcurrent lift. I have allergies and have had allergies my whole life, so I always rub my eyes, so there's a lot of bruising and drooping, and I have melasma here that showed up a few months ago, 4 years after pregnancy. Didn't have any during pregnancy, but now it's here. I mean, I have pigmentation, I have scarring, so I have real skin that I'm not trying to cover up. So here we go. I also, in terms of my beauty story, I know a lot of people start with their mothers and grandmothers. I'm just gonna use my fingers here. But I only knew one of my grandmothers, and the other one was from Belize, and she was really poor and just had a simple life, and makeup wasn't included in that, so she was very fresh-faced. And then my mother, I grew up watching her use, perfect skin did not much to her skin. And I always remember her using like these little tiny red Maybelline eyeliner pencils. So she used that, and like coral lipstick and like coral blush, like CoverGirl stuff that her mom used. And I always remember my aunt using not much makeup either, but she always had like really beautiful cabinets, wooden cabinets of like tiny miniature perfumes. So I think I just loved, like, more so, I don't know, I really loved the ritual of it and how different people use different things. And then I will forever remember, so I'm doing concealer on my eyelids because I'm not going for like a smoky eye. If I were, I would just leave my dark circles and let that kind of rock. But in the 90s in Brooklyn growing up, I got, it was like dark brown Brucci lipstick tubes and like clean and clear face wash, and like I definitely had dysfunctional skin, so like trying to heal that with like all sorts of harsh stuff, and and then that kind of graduating in my 20s to black cat eyeliner, and then cat eyes on the lid, and NARS red crayon on my lips. So, I loved all those eras. I'm just gonna cover some of these little tiny poems. I have poetry all over my face here. But maybe just to blend a little bit. Yeah, so I think only recently, like during COVID, I kind of bought stuff like a psychopath, and really fell into, commercialism and buying and commodity fetishism and all this stuff. All the theories are true, and it's like all these contradictions that live in us, or me. So my conceptions of beauty are, have been from the same places as many women growing up in the 90s, the movies and music, but I definitely remember feeling particularly connected to beauty, not through the poems, not through, Wordsworth and Keats and all of them, and then the romantics, but when I read Their Eyes Were Watching God for the first time, I really just vibed with Janie Starks and the way they wrote her, and racially I could relate, and multiracially, just in terms of the way that she grew to use her beauty. And I did not feel beautiful at all, like, for a long time, but something in me I really love that. And so right now I'm using the Westman Atelier iPods in beige, like, just again, like using my own tones, nothing crazy. Okay. Yeah, and so if I were doing an evening look, I would add maybe some kind of definition, but I'm not gonna do that. And I haven't, like, in thinking about writing about beauty directly, I mean, it's in me, of course, but I guess I haven't really written about it directly, though I have, I guess that's not true. I'm working on a manuscript, or finishing up edits on a manuscript now. And the speaker in the first section talks a lot about admitting to the fact that for a long time, they didn't think there was room enough for everyone's beauty, and just kind of the ways, the negative ways it's bred, the competition, all of that. I still feel that all the time. I still struggle with that, but I do think I've come into, I guess, choosing my own beauty and not having beauty in order to be chosen. I'm gonna go like in the waterline here and then kind of come out a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. It's a lifelong thing. I think I don't want this here, so I'm just gonna. It's hard to talk and do this. I'm gonna look at this mirror too. Okay. But yeah, I mean, so this is Westmoreland Atelier's I Love You pencil in Cool Brune. These are like, I use a mix of products. I try to use clean products. The more I learn about kind of beauty, the more I learn how natural I want to lean. And so how non-toxic I want to lean. You know, I've been doing a lot of internal work and naturopath work, and so I know how to detox my body. So I guess it's all about balance. I'm not gonna be like too crazy about it. I will follow with Lancome Definicils, which is not clean. So, you know, just being aware. Growing up too, I grew up in a very radically left household. So, beauty was seen within that context of capitalism and resisting it. And so of course I wanted it. All the product and everything. I would love this year to be a little more intentional about the products I'm using, the brands I'm using. My next step is this Dior Show Brow Styler. And so brows are tough because they make me personally look a little more done, and I don't like looking too done. So let's go with like a light hand here. I'm just gonna go like I'm gonna brush, and then I'm gonna go in the middle. I haven't waxed my eyebrows in forever. I think I just, as a mom, I've picked and chosen my battles. I've picked and chosen my battles, but so I'm just gonna go like in the middle because I don't want to create more like, I don't know. I don't want to create more thickness. I have very fine hair, and so it's just like a very light, I'll brush it out. It's like a very, very light situation. I love a thin eyebrow. I know everything is like bushy. If I had thick hair, I think that would be a no-brainer, but I don't have like super thin hair, so fine hair. So I think for me, I would just stay in the 90s. I miss the 90s so much. Okay. So next I will do this Bare Minerals original classic non-toxic face powder in golden nude. I feel like that would be my rap name if I were a rapper. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this Priya brush. It's another brand I found that's like acne safe. I've like since, figured out that as I mentioned, like my hormones, like estrogen dominant and need a lot of balancing. So since doing that, I have noticed a big change in my skin. It's much more functional. Like, I won't say it's oily or dry or any of those things. I'll just say it's functional, where often it has not been too functional at all. So I have this like shine there. I'm gonna hit that very lightly because my T-zone tends to like get dry. When I think about radical beauty. I think of Angela Davis. I think about getting to the root of something. So I guess my version of it is talking about it within a systemic framework, you know, as not something apart, as a product like anything else of this country and this this system that we find ourselves in that is totally in chaos. It's really hard to live at the end of it, and who knows how long the end will take. So this is Chanel Nude Brune, and I'm just gonna, you know, people overline. I just stick with like my lips. I'm not trying to like do anything different. My bottom lip is bigger, and not something I'll just like, just for symmetry, I'll try and underline, but like not really. The only thing I do is like I stop right there. I don't go all the way. That kind of widens it. It's a tip I saw on someone's, you know, social media. I use the Outsets Balm, which I love, but Aquaphor has been my jam forever too, and that does the job, if not better. I really love this Prada B101 lipstick. I love the like tip. It's like geometrical. I forgot to do blush, but natural lip. I'll take the same in the middle of my apple, just like that. And then I'll blend that out. I suppose you could use this on your eyelids too. I'll take this IT Cosmetics double-sided brush, and actually I'll just go in here. I'm gonna put more in there because a girl's gotta sleep. I mean, becoming a mother, talk about beauty, it's just like the most beautiful, relentless thing ever. I don't think I've slept or been on my own time. You know, that they tell you that, but like, you don't really realize what they mean by that until you're waking up every morning before you need to. But okay, so I'm gonna go in a little more with the dermatology on this side. Just kind of get in here, just get in there, and that's way too much. I'm gonna do my hands. Just gonna warm them up and get in there. But yeah, I love, you know, I love like Vogue Beauty Secrets and just regular watching like influencers, getting caught up in that. And I thought, well, why not? I want to like hear, what if it was like a reading, like going to like a literary reading, and hearing it from creatives, not like those folks aren't creatives, but like indie folks, less mainstream people. I'm also gonna take this beautiful vanille color from Westman Atelier, and I'll just go right in the center, and I'll go right in the corner. I'm almost done here. Okay, I think that might be it. My T-zone looks a little bit like it needs a little bit of help, so I have this lovely compact from Westman Atelier, and it's the Vital Pressed Skincare Powder in Pink Bubble. And I will use this brush again and just go in. I heard if you hold it up more, it's like a lighter application, so just do that. And then I'll go under as not to get like bleeding. And then like I'm working on this area, so the lifting helps with that, but I think I'll also go with the Westman Atelier and just do like I mean, I don't want to get into like the contouring and all of that, but if I were to, this is what I would use. And I'll just like go in here a little bit do the 3. All right, and then my favorite part, thank you so much for listening. I'm so excited to see like what everyone comes up with. Fragrance. I love, you can't leave without this. I use a variety of different things for day, for night, but my favorite is Egyptian musk. So nice. Intoxicating. So I'm gonna use that. My partner brought that back for me. No, I was gonna say from Abu Dhabi, but you could not find it in Abu Dhabi. Found it on Amazon. My hair is, I just dried it and straightened it. I have a deep part going, so I think I will leave that and just like brush it out a little bit. I'm so excited for this series just to see again how people are thinking about themselves through the lens of beauty and through the vehicle of a beauty tutorial, and placing themselves in context and all the various contexts. Thank you so much for watching, and Happy New Year.